Guys, side chicks are exposing themselves online and it's getting messy. By Janae, Danyiel, I think is how you say it. Danyiel? Something like that. My bad if I mispronounced that. Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna say it. Baby mama culture is poison to the society because that's what it is. This stems pretty much from like baby mama culture, which is just a reality. Be proud of me. I'm going to McDonald's. I had McDonald's today. I don't think I'll ever have it again. I think I'm pretty much done. It's just not that good anymore. It's just like, remember when the cheeseburger and a regular hamburger were like $1? I want to go back to these times. I want to go back. Regardless, we're gonna look at this. I'm gonna say it. I think we have reacted to Janae a couple of times, maybe. I think that's true though. I think here's the thing. In my humble poker opinion, there's women out there who cheat with a guy, right? They cheat with They're not the one being cheated on. They're the one cheating with a guy, in hopes that they will become the main chick. But here is a crushing reality for these women: if they cheat on their other partner and their actual partner, what makes them not cheat on you? That's the thing. You sit here genuinely believing that this guy or this chick, right? Because there's side boys as well. There's side stallions. I don't know whatever you would call them. Those exist as well. I'm like, no. If he or her leaves their person for you, they will also leave you for somebody else. That's the harsh reality.
Why would you take your phone that you paid for and let the whole world know that you a side chick?
I'm a side chick. Of course I don't want your man to myself. I don't want to.
You don't want to be the first dumb chick in the line, right? But apparently you are okay with being the second one. So basically, you get nothing. You get the same thing. You basically just get the same thing. What makes you so different to the first chick, except that the first chick doesn't know that, like, he's giving backshots to somebody else? Are these women retarded? That's a rhetorical question. They are.
Be the first dumb in line.
I don't think I have the mind capacity to be the only girlfriend. I need to make sure I'm in charge of scheduling you out to these other women.
Could you share your man with somebody if he gave you everything you wanted? I share these men for less because they gonna go.
I'm a white boy, and I'm gonna straight up say it. I'm gonna straight up say it. Black women are at fault for black men acting out. I'm gonna say it because you don't hold these dudes accountable in any way, shape, or form. You just become free use at this point. Oh, they're gonna cheat. Yeah, if you reinforce it, they're gonna cheat. And they don't even think about their sons, right? If they reinforce this behavior in older men, what are your sons are gonna do? What are your daughters are gonna do? Are you stupid? Are you genuinely stupid? It's the satisfaction of he wants me even though he has a wife at home. He loves him dearly. Who loves him dearly? He chose me over her. Yeah, but if she never finds out, the real one is still gonna get the ring and the other one is getting nothing. The math isn't really mathing because for men it's not really... I think you underestimate. There is like a lot of men who can hoe around with no attachment. Interesting. There's not much of a choice. It's just like, yo, I want to fuck, let's fuck. And then he moves on eventually.
Anyway.
Being the other woman has never really been a new phenomenon. It just looks a little different today. Back in the early days, women were reminded to be composed and have top-notch etiquette, while men were simply reminded that they were men.
From infancy on, we all learn from our parents, our peers, and our society that there's a difference in what is acceptable or correct behavior for a man and for a woman.
A girl is a girl. She's taught that these are the things that a girl does. She walks a certain way. She talks a certain way. She looks a certain way.
The real one also gets betrayal, though. They both get betrayal. The other one just knows about it. That's the only difference, really, because consider this. you're essentially just like, you're not better, right? You're not better because you are aware that somebody's being betrayed. And I'm gonna be real. If I were a woman and I found out my man cheats, not only is he getting his brain squashed, but the one he cheats on is also getting her brain squashed. I'll be real. Then again, I wouldn't share with anybody, but it's goodbye. Like, it's goodbye. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. The only difference the last 2 times is that I couldn't get the dude. But otherwise, goodbye.
And the same thing with a fella. He's taught that these are the things that a fella should do. He should walk a certain way and look manly and walk manly and talk manly.
Those gender roles that society placed on men and women also shaped what each of them could get away with. And yes, those expectations followed them in the bedroom.
Society expects your husband to cheat. Men have needs, you see. They're prone to urges, which a society views as natural, almost charming. Any signs of passion or desire in a woman are viewed as suspicious, even shameful. So when your husband seeks pleasure elsewhere, an actress, a barmaid, a brothel, it's shrugged off. Boys will be boys.
Poker, stop deleting people. I've not deleted anybody yet. Send a video? Okay, noted. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I'm like on the side that's like, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you cheat, you should get a baby atomic bomb straight in your face. Just a straight up dose of radiation that just explodes you. But that's just me. That's just me. If the world were running the way I want to, there would be very harsh punishment for cheating in a relationship. And I'm talking like stuff like castration, straight up. You won't be having any children. I make sure of that. I make sure of that.
Society tolerated male promiscuity as a necessary evil. He's a man with urges and instinct. And on the other hand, the woman that he was hiding from the world, or his wife.
The unfortunate reality is that while this is still happens in like, obviously like white communities, it is far worse than in black communities, right? Though it has started, right? White communities have developed baby mama culture as well at this point. But it's far more common, unfortunately, in black communities. Which they should definitely start fixing. Hold these fuckers accountable that cheat. The men, the women, anything between. Hold them accountable. Literally exile them from your communities. Literally, like, exile them. Shame them. You know how they, if you have watched Game of Thrones, know how they basically Cersei ran down like the entire city completely butt naked and people were like throwing stuff at her like food and shit. I think we should bring that back. Like literal public humiliation rituals for people that cheat. Not gonna lie, that'd probably be really, really useful. It's like, yeah, you're gonna think twice before you do that because, well, you're gonna run around naked and being thrown food at.
She was the one that ended up facing the shame and embarrassment for all parties involved.
I beg your pardon? I'm Mrs. Stephen Haynes. Sorry, but I don't think I know you. I believe it's my husband you know. Oh. So Stephen's told you.
Being the other woman or the woman he only sees on the weekend, that came with a type of shame you wouldn't dare tell the world. But today, oh today, women are turning that very position into a trend. In today's video, we're gonna look at how a situation most women only discussed in a locked diary is now an all eyes on humiliation ritual. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away.
I'm not a girl. Am I still invited? She got her revenge though. Yeah, this one wouldn't though. This one would just be publicly humiliated. Now I just have like a disgust for cheaters that literally cannot be put in words. Like I hear cheaters, I see cheaters, and there's a switch in my brain that just turns off. There's like all empathy, everything's just gone, right? I don't consider a person like that human. I would save a dog I do not know before I save any of these people ever at all. There's no like humanity for these people at all, which is interesting.
Away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. When it came to affairs or situationships as we call them today, back in the day, what made them different weren't the actions. No, we all know those will always be the same. It was the silence.
So it seems the digital age has made it easier for us to cheat. But there's one group of guys who have always found it pretty easy.
Men in positions of power seeking sex outside their primary relationship is something as old as time.
But for almost 100 years, their indiscretions were kept secret, protected by one hell of a bro code.
A lot of men who stepped outside their marriage or had multiple women were mainly men in power who suffered a lot less consequences than the woman they were keeping secret. And in many of those cases,
also, important side fact to notice that since this is probably going to focus more on men, it is important to note that younger women cheat more than younger men, and older men cheat more than older women. It's like for men when they're young, it's like 49%, and for women it's 51%, and then it flips when it's like both parties are older. Just a important side note, because people want to be like, "Oh, men cheat so much." No. We're pretty even. We're pretty even. And that's just the ones we know. That's just what has been reported. That's just the ones that have been reported. Right? Let's remember that. So women might probably be a lot better at cheating than dudes are, which they definitely are. Berg, is it okay to break the bro code? In this case, yes it is. Yes it is. I will not just break the bro code, I will break the bro.
cases, turning a blind eye was something that was hoped to be a part of the agreement.
Camilla was a married woman, having an affair with the Prince of Wales. As it turned out, her husband had no problem with her affair with Charles, because he was also seeing women outside his relationship with Camilla. Charles was still in love with Camilla, and had hoped that Diana was someone who would turn a blind eye to their clandestine relationship.
If you were
I'm gonna say the way it is, obviously the women are definitely not innocent in any way, shape, or form. Let's just say that the way it is. The women are definitely not innocent. Most certainly not. Most certainly not. The women are not innocent. They're still cheating. Especially if it's a man in power. They know it. Not better.
the side chick, you had to stay quiet. If you were the wife, you had to stay quiet by sitting back and accepting it. Even if you were the cheater and your private actions became public, you had to claim you were mentally insane just to protect everything attached to your name.
Charlie, you're not the father of the child. Oh, Charlie, I've been very wicked. I have done very wrong.
When Sir Thomas,
You are not the father.
her father, went to see his daughter, he went straight upstairs and saw his daughter, came downstairs and said, "Poor thing, she's mad." They began to realize that this was the scheme, that if she could be proved to be mad, then she would never be able to stand up in a divorce court and give evidence.
Harriet's father had determined to sacrifice his daughter for the sake of family honor by instructing her to feign madness.
Now, as we're looking at all these affairs from the past, I want to quickly say that we're not romanticizing or reminiscing them. It's going to show you just how...
Sorry, but we are romanticizing cheating. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it that we are romanticizing cheating. There's lots and lots of rom-coms that don't need cheating, that have cheating. You could remove the cheating part and they'd still be the same thing. The newest movie that essentially really normalizes cheating, I forgot what it was, Wuthering Something. The book doesn't have that. The book literally doesn't have the cheating. It doesn't. Guess what? The movie version does have the cheating. For whatever reason, the book is well known and sold well. You didn't have the cheating, which makes me believe that they are definitely pushing the idea of cheating actively. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And if you have a partner that watches these movies and finds it romantic, run. Leave. There's something wrong with this person. Moving on. Wuthering Heights, yes, the book doesn't have the cheating. The movie does. For some odd reason, it has cheating. That was not needed for the movie. They still added it. Which, again, makes me 100%, again, conspiracy theory, right? Basically. Me being schizo. But then again, I'm probably just early. But they're definitely pushing it. That's all that's true. 90% of the domestic girlfriend in school days is cheating. Yep. Definitely. It's crazy.
Far we've come today, because back then it was the things that no one dared to talk about that tore lives apart. But today it can be small, annoying things that can literally throw your whole week off. This video is sponsored by Clover, who lets you access up to $400 before payday with no interest, no credit check, and no hidden fees. And that extra cash really comes in handy when you have a 2007 car that loves to surprise you at the worst times. So when the battery died, and then shortly after the alternator went out, Clover came in clutch by giving me that little bit of leverage my pockets were not prepared for. They really give me peace of mind knowing that I'm not scrambling or falling behind over something so small but so inconvenient. So if you've ever had groceries, gas, or random car problems pop up at the worst time, Clover can help you bridge that gap until payday. Access up to $400 with no credit check.
That's bait. That's bait. I know for a fact that's bait. That's how you get Klarna debt. Literally, bait.
Or late fees. Click the link in my description so they know I sent you. Thank you, Clover, for sponsoring today's video. As the decades moved along and the culture started shifting, these situations were no longer something people had to whisper about. They stopped being something that could risk you and your entire bloodline's reputation. Affairs and hidden relationships started showing up more openly in movies and television, and not just as scandals, but in my
Why are we ranking these? What do you mean best cheating movies? Yeah. They're all horrible. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Remind me of Honey Scam. That might have probably been it. Well, this isn't about the royals. This is just overall about basically how we essentially practically normalize cheating and talking about cheating. Funny.
My opinion, I feel like they started to become romanticized.
Hollywood wants you to cheat so bad, and it's kind of...
You're feeling? I think of the Wuthering Heights, I think we have the confirmation. And all the movies that don't need it but still have it. Right? All the movies that... Titanic is still just cheating, essentially. It's just cheating, and the dude just dies. Yeah.
Messed up. Have you ever noticed how many movies, especially romantic ones, just sneak infidelity into the plot like it's totally fine? Like, oh yeah, I know they're engaged or in a committed relationship, but have you seen the chemistry with this other person?
Cheating in real life isn't a joke, and it really bothers me when TV and movie writers romanticize cheating. Because first of all, we cannot ignore how much influence media has on our perspective about life. So when these cheating scenes are added for effect or just for drama, it is actually not funny.
So now that cheating and being the hidden lover is a bit more modern and quirky,
yeah, it's like, oh, look at that, so cute. Look at the chemistry. Yeah, they're both whores, but look at the chemistry. Yay, woohoo, wonderful, amazing. But Jack, I give that a pass. There is no pass. They should have all three drowned. The dude she cheated on because he's an abuser. Rose and Jack, obliterate. They weren't even married. It was arranged. She found her love and essentially left. But did she was there an official breakup ever? Was there an official? I remember that there was no official breakup ever. So yeah, whether it is arranged or not, it's still cheating. Because the plan was for those two to get married. They're at that point in a relationship. Nuh-uh, we're not escaping. Nuh-uh.
So it's okay that I kind of cheated on him?
With whom? Well, he was a guy from work, and it was nothing. You know me, it was just sex.
It's also become braggable to be kept secret or to be with.
I want her to drink Mr. Clean. I want her to drink the entirety of Mr. Clean. That much. When he hit her, I call that a breakup. It was just a teeny tiny bit late. Yeah, still cheated. Too late.
With someone when you know you shouldn't.
I'm a side chick. Of course I knew that man was married before I started dealing with him. I'm a side chick. Of course I sent him back home to...
That's why you look like Sit. Her eyes are that far apart. The last dandelion. Like, yeah. The last dandelion. Bro looking straight like E.T. We just need the long neck.
Be unhappily happy so he could come back to me and be... I'm a side chick. Of course I'm the authorized user on a credit card that you have no idea about. I'm a side chick. Of course I don't work because our husband pays all the bills.
I knew, and y'all may think I'm reaching, and that's okay, but I knew when SZA came out with that song, that's when the conversation started changing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's The Weeknd by SZA, where she casually admits that she's not the main woman, she's the one he sees only on the weekends. Put the pieces together as you will.
What I'm actually saying in the song,
We have women out there making music for women, for them to become whore. We have women out there that are successful, that are quote unquote successful, that tell other women to be whores. That's what it is. That's what it is. We have the same for men, don't get me wrong. We have the same for men, but for a time we only had it for men, and now we have it for women too, when both should be shunned and criticized and beaten the brakes off. But that's just me. And at this point, so the situation in Germany is with music is kind of similar, right? It's however funny that women in Germany make music about infidelity. Men in Germany just have a lot of girls. That's the difference, right? That's the difference. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. And yeah, it's practically that. And when you look at it, it's like both of these deserve criticism. But only one gets tolerated now, which is the woman's side.
song is My Man Is Your Man. Like, we all share the same dude saying that I'm aware, I don't care. I'm not trying to I don't need to be his girl. It's not even saying that you're his girl. It's saying that none of us are his girl. All of us are just out here trying to get different things for different reasons. And my particular reason is just get here and do what you said you was going to do. I think it's like taking the power back. Because it's like women.
Taking the power back. What power are you... What power are you taking back? He's getting exactly what he wants. You are not taking power back in any... You are no different than essentially a prostitute. There's literally no difference. It's the only thing you're even doing it is because you get something in exchange. If you were the main girl and you found this out, you wouldn't stay. Okay, maybe these are that retarded that they would stay. What is this? What am I looking at? I have fatigue. I have woman fatigue.
And just are supposed to do something but cry and feel weird and oh my God, I don't have no, he's not my man, I have separate. It's just, it doesn't matter.
With lyrics that read, is you coming home? Is you, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Are you out with her?
Based. Somebody puts some worth in the English language. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
In context, it makes sense in the song, but actually saying the grammar out loud, it just doesn't. I can't do it. I don't care long as you hear by 10:30, no later than. My man is your man. Heard it's her man too. Super catchy, super toxic. Sums up modern music today, right? Now, from my understanding, this is her story. This is her experience.
She's retarded. She is retarded. She is literally retarded. There's no denial. She is. Where's your dignity? Where's your self-respect? Where's that? I guess you left that out of the door because dollars scream louder than your own dignity at this point, huh?
And I'm not going to knock that for her. But what I will say is I do.
Oh, I am absolutely going to knock that. I'd knock that with a hammer. A big one at that. If you know that somebody was in a relationship or somebody that is married, and you know that, and they try to pursue you, you will reject them. And best case scenario, you bring that to the wife, the husband, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, whatever. You do not tinker with another relationship. Because here's something cool. Here's something interesting. There are people out there that if they find out, will kill you. And isn't that rare? Fun fact, there is people out there that will kill you for this. Sometimes I'm questioning if I'm part of that group. Don't know.
Feel like this song conditioned a lot of women into thinking that this is normal.
But don't get me wrong, I like being a side chick because I don't gotta deal with all that bullshit. Just f me and go. You gotta keep me happy so I don't tell your girlfriend. So you gonna buy me that Birkin bag? You gonna give me that Birkin bag? Don't get me wrong. You can go home to your plane. You can leave here.
So you don't mind being a side chick?
I don't. Well, you can go.
Why were we in 2016, 17 screaming, she's like 9 to 5, I'm the weekend? Why were we praising being side chicks? Why were we boasting?
Because you are retarded. Well, not you particularly, but there's a large portion of these women that are very retarded. Open relationship isn't an argument. Yeah, most of these aren't open, that's the thing. And to be fair, open relationship is just an excuse so you can hoe around. They're not that much better anyways. They're not that much better. And to be fair, there's not much about a relationship, right? It's like cohabitation more so than it is really. Like, a relationship is like something intimate, something that only you two have, right? Right? If you're friends, right? If you were somebody else, right? Right? It's like, even just friends. If there's a third friend involved, then that's kind of like, right? You can't have the same friendship with different people. With like two different people, that doesn't work.
About the fact that that man couldn't give a rat's petunia about us Monday through Friday, but as soon as that weekend came around, we were his choice.
It's basically encouraging women to share a man because it's sexually liberating. And my man is her man, and I'm not sad. I'm not crying about it because I'm just playing him. I'm just taking the power back.
So could you share your man with somebody if he gave you everything you wanted? I share these men for less because they gonna go cheat anyway. So if I know for sure that he's going to give me,
then why are you dealing with him? There's no logic behind it. And I can see that nothing is going on behind that forehead. There's nothing going on right there. Nothing. Zero. It's an empty head. This head is empty. Devoid of life. This video barely contains sentient life forms. Because of course they're gonna cheat because they're not being held accountable. This is like, oh, somebody's going around murdering people because because they're gonna let's stop murderers because they're gonna murder anyways. Oh, let's stop thieves because they're gonna steal anyways. Yeah, if you don't hold them accountable, they're going to. Nothing's going on here.
me everything I wanted, I will voluntarily share. Cause
Hey, this just adds to another point of we should maybe August is right. Maybe we should make podcast equipment illegal. This might be one of the worst. Actually, it might be worse than the Blanco one. Huh.
Involuntarily share these men all the time. They cheat. My man probably cheating as we
Someone yank that hat off. I want to see something. She's bald.
speak. I don't give a damn. I'm working. Literally.
Because yes, men get away with way too much when it comes to these arrangements. So I'm all for
Not really. Not again. The statistics don't necessarily See, that might be, I don't know how it is for the black community, but like the statistics don't reflect that because younger women cheat more. The statistics don't reflect that men are getting away with these things. They don't really reflect that, and that's only what we know of. It's probably way worse than what we think.
Taking your power back. But taking your power back shouldn't mean letting a man have that much power over you.
I don't need to be the main girlfriend. I just need to be the favorite girlfriend. I don't think I have the mind capacity to be the only girlfriend. That means you got to get on my nerves 24/7. I don't feel like dealing with him this week. Can you pick up the slack for me? I need that.
Nothing is going on. Besides the obviously the creator of this video and then the other lady, there is no sentient life form in this video. There is no sentient life form in this video. Right? They could find a man who actually sticks around and like is a good husband, is a good father. They could. But they settle for the dude that has like 3 chicks at the same time. At that point, you gotta be mentally deficient.
You do what you do, send them back on Wednesday, and then I'm going to keep them for Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
That is just cope. This is just cope. This is just cope. The chicks that say they prefer being the side chick, it is cope. You're not the side chick because you want to be one. You're the side chick because you can't be the main chick. It is cope. You are coping. This is cope. This is like this is like an entire ocean of cope. This is like the Atlantic Ocean of cope right there.
And then you gonna get the other days. I need to be that girl. I need to make sure I'm in charge of scheduling you out to these other women. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I crazy for that?
If he's with multiple women.
Not crazy. Stupid. Stupid. I think we should hand out people to like we should have probably like let everyone make like IQ tests, and like everyone who's like I don't know, sub 90 is just like gonna be put on one island. But separate. The women and men separate. That way we can ensure these people don't walk around. I don't care. We won't discriminate anymore after like skin color, race, ethnicity, language, culture. We're going by it with IQ at this point, intelligence.
And he decides who's first, second, or who's the favorite. I'm sorry, but the power was never actually yours. So the fact that, and I say this in the most respectful way possible, the fact that this isn't shameful anymore. It's not a secret.
When somebody comes and asks a question about side chicks, why is it always so negative? And why is it like, oh, you guys are wrong or whatever? That man doesn't love you. That man's not gonna leave his wife.
There's an argument that sometimes the side chick get the best of the man.
And I do.
Okay. Oh, my God.
So I've been dealing with a married man. He's been with his situation.
They know that they know that they're married, right? At that point, like, you can shame the men all they want, but the men wouldn't even get the opportunity to cheat if they were intolerable of this. One thing that I also find very funny is the more empathetic gender doesn't seem to realize the innocent third party that's involved. And that's the wife or the girlfriend. They don't consider that at all. They don't consider that at all. I find that very interesting. That woman does not get considered. Huh.
Situation for 20 years.
Don't be trying to make it light by saying his situation. He's been.
Ooh, I love her. 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 I love her.
I've been dealing with a married man. He's been with his situation for 20 years.
Don't be trying to make it light by.
Ooh. That is, if that's a side eye if I've ever seen one. Ooh, that's a face of like, this is like a disappointed mother right there. Oh, I like her face. I like her. That's like, are you serious, bitch? Are you serious? Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that.
In his situation, he's been married for 20 years. Go ahead.
I just want to know why it turns me on.
It's normal to be in a situation.
You like to be cucked. You're a cuck queen. You like to cuck and be cucked.
Or situationship where you know that you're not the main course, so you accept.
Watching everyone do this trend when all I wanna be is a weekend lover. There's nothing going on. I'll always be your first option, but never your only option. Nothing going on. Y'all won't know the pain of this song until you're the love of your the love of your weekends, life's weekends lover. I'm gonna get banned if I say this now.
The crumbs.
Top 5 reasons why I was so comfortable being a side chick. So I was giving my therapist the rundown, chopping it up. She goes on to say that I'm addicted to the highs that he provides for me in the moment.
And that's
Isn't that literally that is literally what abused girlfriends do. Fun fact, it's literally the same thing. The reason why these women go back to these men is because of the dopamine high. Right? You have like really low lows, but the highs then hit really hard. It's like the same reason why people are get addicted to stuff. It's literally an addiction. You're addicted to the dopamine. That's why a lot of chicks take guys that are absolutely like evil.
Us to where we are today. Incoming, the weekend lover trend. Now, if you've somehow missed this trend, let me catch you up because...
Well, I wish I would have missed it. But here we are. I wish I would have missed it.
People aren't just talking about or singing about being the booty call. No, they're submitting evidence. The trend is simple. Women show their face and then they show the man that only sees them on the weekend.
I will defend a woman's rights and wrongs, but this weekend lover...
Enough about women's rights. Let's actually talk about women's wrongs. Because if that's what they do with their rights, we have to reconsider things. Maybe, potentially, possibly. For some of them at least, right? For some of them. For some of them. We might need to reconsider if all people deserve rights. I'm not just specifically talking about women, I'm talking about men too. Maybe we need to reconsider this whole rights thing.
Trend is making me sick to my stomach, and I don't know, I feel like you could not waterboard that information out of me, and I'll take that to my grave.
Do we have to start holding women accountable as a group, as a whole? Because that's why the men...
It's a little late for that. Yes, for a while already. And women are finally starting to do it, but like, you're a little late for that. Because somehow we got the idea that just because somebody is a woman, they can just do whatever they want. Humanity extinction, yay. At this point, we might be overdue. At this point, I know it was promised that the earth shall never be flooded, but with water. But nobody ever said that it had to be water. It could be space rocks. Flood the planet with space rocks or lava. Or like some toxic gas. I'm just saying.
Men are not the men think they are the baddies. Like, the audacity. What do you mean you're his sneaky link for the weekend? Like, we have to stand up.
But oh, I forgot to mention, most of the time, these faces of the men are either not in frame or blurred, because who knows what that man or who that man is doing when he's not with her or when it's Monday through Friday.
What the is up with y'all? Are y'all okay? This is high school activities. Y'all posting pictures of backs that y'all had to hide and take. I know you lying.
So, as these people are basically telling the world that they're the second choice or they're just a choice overall, the lyrics, "I never wanted to be your weekend lover" from Prince's song Purple Rain are playing in the background.
And if Prince was still alive, he would be pissed off that people are on this app using Purple Rain of all songs to talk about being a side piece. That one.
Like, listen, Listen. Martin Luther King would probably like roll in his grave. Bro had a future for his people, and yeah, you guys are messing it up. He had a dream, and you mess it up. That's crazy. I feel like that game where half human, half cats is gonna happen after humans die out. Yeah, let it happen, bro. Let it happen. I have my big boy here, right? Become a half human at this point. I'd give up my soul at this point for this one.
One little piece that says, I never wanted to be your weekend lover, and then people are posting the person that they're screwing who may or may not be in a relationship. Prince would be pissed.
Okay, now you got the full story, but this is what's not being told. The women doing this trend, they aren't doing it because they want to take the power back. There goes that phrase again. Because that's what SZA and a lot of other women think taking the power back means. To basically show that you can do the same heartless, no strings, no feelings attached actions of a man. So then why does this
Wonderful justification. So because the men are acting like this, I will act like this too. That's very interesting. So in this case, right? I can't just steal, right? Others are doing it. I can just steal. Sure. It's no biggie, right? You can't really judge me for it, right? What about if people start normalizing grape? Others are doing it, so I can do it too. What is this justification? Fun fact. Shocking, I know. If you do the same thing you consider evil, you are not the good guy. You are evil. Spoiler alert, it's crazy, huh? You're not taking power back. You are retarded.
feel like a cry for help instead of a grab at power?
This trend of I don't want to be your weekend lover, y'all have to stop. I'm getting PTSD. Like, this is triggering the out of me, okay? Some of the images, I'm like, Lord, please, I can't go back there.
In my 20s, I slept my way through Manhattan because I had no...
Oh, look at that. It's the community toilet. And you can tell. Giving me Bonnie Blue vibes. The hair is running. Here's the... Why horse? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know how you would actually take back the power? You don't sleep with these dudes. You literally, you know how we fix all these problems? We'd start, maybe focusing on marriage again. That'd be an easy, see, all of the world's problems between men and women would be fixed if we start working again, in marriage. Right? That would be the ultimate solution. You kill the black pill, the red pill, hookup culture, cheating. You kill all of these. Whoever cheats gets the full blunt of consequences by society. The full blunt. The full thing. Problem solved. Easy. Problem solved. But no, you had to ruin it. Why would you tell people that? That's a good question. That's a good question. That is a very good question. Why would you tell people that you are the community toilet?
self-respect for myself. And the reason I was a weekend lover to all of these really sexy men was because I didn't have any boundaries. I wasn't standing up and saying, that doesn't work for me. I don't want to just be your casual girl that we have a fun time and then you drop me like a bad habit. I was taking anything I could get because I was praying to the gods above that maybe this person was going to choose me.
And the text, y'all. Oh my goodness, the text. Not only are people exposing themselves and the worst in themselves, they're exposing text messages too, which personally I find much worse.
This girl said,
there is no this entire video, there's barely I've seen like 4 women be a sentient being. The dudes in this are not sentient beings to begin with, right? They're not human. But that's crazy. There's no sentient life forms in this one. I feel alone.
I keep casually sleeping with you. I want something more out of this. The person said, I don't want a relationship with you. I thought I made that clear enough.
Some of these screenshots I'm seeing of these texts that these men be sending y'all, are y'all...
You know what I found funny? The taking the power back is also used for chicks that do OnlyFans. Yes. Giving men what they want is taking the power back, by the way. Spoiler alert, it isn't, but you can be delusional all you want, I guess. Freedom of delusion, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's like marrying early, marrying young is crazy, but becoming the community pole or the community toilet is not crazy. I find that interesting.
Okay, like truly, are we well?
I mean, text messages of women begging for a text back, showing text from men panicking at the thought of anyone finding out that they were linking. I mean, y'all, look at this. I'm gonna block you and then unblock you when I want you over? That sounds like he has another woman at home, does it not?
He does! He does! See, that's the reason why we have literally... That's why we have literally, like, Facebook groups of, like, are we dating the same dudes? Yes, you are. Spoiler alert, you are dating the same dudes. Yeah, shocking. Start with the community. These are all community polls and community toilets. All of them. All of them. All of them. Every single one of them.
I am so happy we never had social media when I was growing up, because y'all really have got me up with this weekend lover trend. You the side chick, and you posting the man that don't want your Are y'all okay? Because baby, what if that silhouette that you
Septum piercing theory disproven? Question mark?
You are posting, the woman that actually sees him Monday through Friday sees that and now, oh my God, how stupid can y'all be?
Now, all of this boils down to one thing. Well, two things. That is the blame and the shame. And the internet is in shambles about which party involved, that being the man or the woman.
Both. Both. See, the only time you cannot take blame for the woman is if she does not know. But it's very obvious that these ladies know, so they're both at fault. Any reasonable person would reject somebody that is already in a relationship. Any reasonable person would do this. But we're not... Common sense isn't all that common. Lumi's birthday today. I gotta tell him happy birthday. That old man.
Should take on the blame and the shame.
I don't support all women, because some of y'all are slow. What do you mean a weekend lover trend? Is y'all just exposing that y'all are side chicks? Showing pictures of these men, messages of them doing you the worst way, because they don't want to get caught?
Again, why are we shaming women for the wrongs of men? Now people are blaming women for the weekend lover trend. Like, it's not the woman's fault that a man was an asshole.
No, it is a woman's fault. If she is aware that what she is doing is cheating with a man that is in a relationship, if she is aware, then there is no getting around it. She's at fault just as much.
And is now deciding to post about it for community, because I'm sure other women have experienced the same thing, and y'all are...
They have experienced the same thing, yes, but they're not like, oh, see, they wouldn't need to post it if they never got into it. That's like, you can't make, this is an experience you willingly choose. This is a choice. You just happen to get into being a side chick. You know what really pisses me off recently? Accountability versus women. It really pisses me off. You are not a child. You are a grown adult. And you're not safe from criticism or consequences just because you don't have a pole. Goodness gracious.
Blaming women again.
And the crazy thing is, as I was researching this video, I was scrolling and scrolling, and it was really hard to find videos where people were just blatantly giving men the blame for this trend. Everyone's saying, oh, this trend is embarrassing and it's degrading, and it is. But it's all being directed at the woman embarrassing herself, which she is. And all of that got me thinking. Y'all remember earlier when I said the woman that he was hiding from the world, or his wife, she was the one that ended up facing the shame and embarrassment for all parties involved. Well, this is the perfect example of that coming full circle. He gets to quietly move on to the next or hide you from his wife while his name is covered, his face isn't in the camera, and she...
Yeah, but that's, again, that's the woman. I'm gonna say this, that's the woman's fault. Yes, he cheated. That's 100% his fault, and he should face consequences for that. But in the end of the day, you straight up committed to this. You allowed him to enter. You allowed him to sleep with you, fully well knowing that he is taken. And instead of, shaming this man, posting this man on the... See, instead of shaming this man and posting him onto the internet, you turn it into a humiliation ritual for yourself and praising yourself for doing this. That's the whole problem. Because the men aren't posting this. It's the women posting it. They could choose to post, avoid this dude, by the way. He's a cheater. They could post this. But they're not doing it. They're not doing it. We should have hold both accountable. And since the women are the ones posting it, they're the ones being held accountable. You don't see men posting that they're the side chick, quote unquote.
She's, yes, willingly embarrassing herself, but she's the one that gets all the shame, all the think pieces. Let's get this clear, okay? Because no one is in the right. This whole situation is just weird as is. But you should not be with a man that only wants to see you 2 days out the week, especially if you know he has another woman. That's weird. And we should also not let men have this much power over us, period. Thank you for tuning into the Girls Hockey Didn't.
Correct. Here's the thing though, since the women are the ones posting it, they have to take the initiative to prevent it from happening. But isn't he the one with more responsibility? He's the one in the relationship. Yeah, but who is the one posting it? Who is the one who has the ability to absolutely wreck this man's life and is not doing it because they're getting something out of it? Who is that? It's not the men. They're obviously not self-incriminating themselves. That's the problem. Anyways, simply put, I think we should stone cheaters. Or at least let them not run around naked through like a city and like we're publicly able to humiliate them. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.